I'm Dan, and I sing for As Tall as Lions.
I'm Sean, and I sing for As Tall as Lions.
I'm Julio, and I what do I do again? I sing for As Tall as Lions.
I'm Cliff, and I definitely I sing for As Tall as Lions.
No, you're supposed to do like I say as, and then you say tall or something.
I said tall. I said
okay.
tall.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, as lion. Oh my God, we suck. How much does fashion play into the merch side of the business?
I mean, if you have good T-shirts, people will buy more of them. You know, I mean, I don't think we make any effort to like. I mean, in terms of us actually playing on stage, we like to dress nice because I think it makes us feel good as people. Like,
I just wanted to.
that's true. I mean, for me, it's like I like dressing nice. It's not for anybody else but myself, you know. And I think with merchandise, it's like you want to make T-shirts that you would wear, so people would buy them in hopes that they're going to buy more of them, you know. But it's not like a thing of like, oh, we gotta do this to sell a bunch of merch, you know. It's more common, like sense of. You want to make a good design that people would actually get.
We're in a pop band, you know. We're a vocal group, you know. So I feel like pop music is almost run by fashion and the other way around. You know, it's like fashion influences popular culture, you know. So it's like it plays a big role, you know. For me, like you know, I'm. For a lot of people, they kind of state their individuality by the way they look, by the clothes they wear, you know, and other people, you know, try to make up their mind about you when they don't even know you, just based on, you know, what, and that's, some people think of that as a, you know, shallow kind of way, but that's just the way it is, you know. So with that comes wanting to, you know, be an individual or wanting to, oh, that jacket looks cool, like, you know, like, I mean, as silly as it sounds, like that's really
Hearing it out loud.
well, yeah, no, it's silly, but you know that's the way it's always been, you know. Like, so yeah, I think pop, you know, fashion and music and all that stuff is all one thing, especially nowadays.
Yeah, I mean that's you know, Julio pretty much said it right there. You know, it is what it is. I feel like, you know, if we were in like a traditional jazz band or something, we probably wouldn't be thinking about fashion as much, but. Not like we.
Miles Davis was a fashionista, man. He bought expensive suits. He liked looking good, you know. He on stage, yeah, dude. On stage, he looked like the man. You know, he always had like always looking fresh, you know, like, and that's all the classics. You know, the Clash, like all these bands always. You know, just by looking at their records, you can identify with it. You know, like you can see, like, oh, I might like this band just because they look cool. You know, and that's as a kid, you know, that's the way I was for some things, and I feel like a lot of people are like that. Not just with music, but with anything. You know, with a television show or an artist, a painting or whatever, a movie.
Yeah, one day I could talk about it.
Well, for me, I'm the. I would say I'm the least music savvy in terms of playing. I don't play the instruments as well as they do. So for me, there's a lot of motivation on my part to be a better musician because they're better than I am. So there's a lot of times that I feel like I have to step it up because I can't play the guitar as well as Sean and Julio can, or I can't play the drums like Cliff can. So it's like it's hard for me sometimes, but I realize that I have to just push myself.
For me, like I think before we were talking about the individual songwriting and all that kind of thing, how we bring things to the table. For the last record, it was a lot more of everybody just doing their own thing, and it's kind of like I found myself trying to write and record songs and demos that I thought my band members would like. You know what I mean? It was more of trying to be like, all right, well, we went to this concert and we listened to this type of style of music recently. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we tried to integrate those things and you know, impressing them on that level? And I think that kind of steps up songwriting and just musicianship in the first place. And that's why, like, whenever, like, you know, you've been really great with it. But most interviews that we do is kind of like, so, what's the band name about? What are your influences? And like the influence question always kills me. It's just like there's a difference between what's in your CD player and
about the bands that we
yeah, but like Yeah, but the genuine answer to that question, what are your influences, are the other three members of the band. I mean, they really do, like, you know, keep showing you new music and keep trying to push you to go to that next level, like, consistently all the time. So, yeah.
Sean, Cliff, and I started a new group that was oh, nice money. A new group. It's all improvised instrumental music. We have plans for this year to try to release some music. It's called Jack Eaton, J-A-Q-E-E-T-I-N. We might change the name, but as of now, that's what it is. And it started off as just you know, just us jamming and stuff, and then we started playing shows and figured sounded like people took to it, and it was literally just us, not, you know, just playing with each other and just trying to hear each other out, you know. So we decided to take that a little bit more seriously, and so when this tour is over, I think that's, at least for me, my main gig at the moment.
I have a good friend of mine that works for a company called Ace, and basically a few months ago I was hanging out with him in Chicago, and he introduced me to this thing which I'm doing at the moment called the Zero Waste Challenge. And basically what it is, I try not to create any disposable garbage for the entire tour. And he was doing it, you know, at home or whatever. As you see, I have my reusable bag and my reusable Tupperwares, and it's more for like yourself to just kind of make yourself aware of all the waste that you create every day. And like being on tour, we create so much garbage, and literally I think in the tour bus we have 1 or 2, you know, big piles of bags of garbage a day. And so it's a matter of trying to eliminate that from your life, and realizing obviously it's not going to be a lifestyle for me, because I think it's really hard to do. But if you could do it for a month, I feel like you'll take some certain things away from it, where certain things that we take for granted every day, not take for granted, but that we use every day, whereas like napkins, you know, under a cup, you know, or when you go to McDonald's and you take 20 napkins with your food and stuff like that, which really isn't necessary. I think when you make it a routine to not waste stuff, that it will eventually become more normal than what seems normal now, if that makes any sense. Well, I'm the only one doing the challenge, but we have everybody in the band's doing is using reusable water bottles.
It's true, man. It's true. I mean, like, you use so many water bottles, especially on tour, like a grotesque amount. Like, the venue will just give you them, and you kind of take a couple of sips, put it down, and then you get a new one, kind of thing. And that's what Ace is trying to do. It's called a DOT, but it stands for Do One Thing, and our DOT is the reusable water bottle thing. And you know, I mean, we're not a kind of preachy band in any sense of the word, but it's such a kind of, you know, like, to me, like an obvious factual thing that if you know, this tour is our little soapbox, so we might as well say something that might be a little bit productive to everybody that comes to the show, and we all stand behind it and we all believe in it. So you have this opportunity to say something, and a lot of people use it, a lot of people don't, which I don't really think is unfortunate. You know, I just take that as them focusing on what they're into, you know, and they're there for a reason, and they're doing that reason really well, so why do you need to dilute it with anything else other than that? But I respect a lot of people that do take the opportunity and the chance to not shove it down your throat, but to make you aware of it, you know, especially when it's something positive and not something specific and potentially negative.
Like you said, we get the chance to travel all over the world, and you know, we have cameras and we have interviews and we have people to come out to the shows that we can talk to and stuff. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you always have to be preaching something that is so serious or awareing people of, you know, the world and things like that, but even simple things like, you know, oh, here's a cool band that I like I'm sure you would like them too, you know. So again, I feel like anybody that's in our position in some way or another definitely is using this soapbox to say something.
It shouldn't be mandatory of a band to say, well, I have a soapbox, so I must say something other than what I'm trying to do, which is play music to people. But if you do feel, you know, some sort of conviction towards something, then yeah, I think it's a good medium to, you know, to get a word out, send a message, something positive. Some people send out negative ones, whatever it is, you know.